Video from BloodhoundBlog Unchained in Phoenix, 2008. Brought to you by Zillow.com. Video courtesy of BrokerIPTV.com.
Greetings, viewers, and welcome to BloodhoundBlog's Unchained, sponsored by Zillow.com. We're at the Herd Museum in Phoenix, Arizona, the social media real estate event of the year. And of course, I'm honored to have the infamous BloodhoundBlog himself, Greg Swann. Welcome, Greg.
Bless you, sir. Thank you so much.
Hey, just curious, when I first saw the name, I was wondering, how did you guys come up with Unchained? What does it mean? What's the significance behind it?
Okay, now you asked for it, so I'm going to tell you exactly. And in some detail, because I do go into detail on things. You saw me yesterday talk about philosophy. I detest the whole idea of being enslaved. It's completely in my nature. It's been that way since I was a small child, since I was 4 years old. Being bossed around or ruled by anyone is alien to my nature. It's definitely a part of what we do at BloodhoundBlog. It's the essence of the blog from the very beginning since we started it, is to kind of be at war with this hierarchical structure in the real estate industry. Brokers, the NAR, lead vendors, vendors of all sorts, anything that we can do to break the chains that bind realtors, we're interested in. And obviously, everything's a trade-off, everything's a compromise, and you may find yourself in a situation where you need to be buying leads, but you also need to be thinking about that day when you can break that chain also. And so everything we do is focused on that. Later today, we're going to be having a session called What Would David Gibbons Do? And I love to make fun of David Gibbons by making fun of his accent. We're going to talk about what would David Gibbons do, and it's valuable stuff in terms of reputation management. But one of the things that I would like to convey to your audience is what would Greg Swann do? And what Greg Swann does is whatever he thinks is most appropriate, whatever he thinks is right. And so Brian Brady had the idea for this conference. I jumped on it immediately. I thought it was brilliant. Two schlubs, he's a lender, I'm a realtor, two schlubs starting a national real estate conference. What effrontery, what idiocy, how could this possibly work out? The fact of the matter is, the world that we live in, anybody can do anything if you set your mind to it. We don't compete with real estate blogs. The real estate blogs think they compete with us. We don't compete with real estate blogs. Our competition is Inman News. This is who we're aimed at. This is the Inman Conference is who we're aiming to compete with. We're setting the bar so high now that they will not be able to compete with us, and that's what we're all about. And again, this is a complete expression of that kind of not to be enslaved attitude, that unchained attitude. So you're asking me about the name. We're planning this conference, thinking through all kinds of different things. We came up with a dozen different names, and I hated them all. I landed on Unleashed. And I thought, Unleashed, that's kind of good, especially dogs, right? Dogs off the leash, we're bloodhounds, Unleashed. But it bothered me because if you're unleashed, it suggests that you were leashed in the past. Right. And it also suggests that you might be leashed again later today. A dog off the leash is just misbehaving. What I wanted to talk about was being unchained, the state of being unchained. Whether or not you had been enslaved in the past, you are a slave no more and a slave never again. You are free forever. And that's the kind of attitude that I want to convey to all realtors, all lenders, all real estate professionals everywhere. You control your own destiny. It's yours to make. Whatever you want it to be, it's your ideal world. Go create it.
Wow, Greg, insightful, and what a mantra for people to follow, really. What a mantra. It's a bottom-up business. It's a transparent business. The fact that you pulled this off here with Unchained is proof that there's no limit to what humans can do when you put your mind to it.
Anybody can do it, and you guys are another example, BrokerIPTV.com. You're a TV station, and yes, you're small now, but tomorrow is another day, and someday Dan Rather could come to you looking for a job, and God help him, I hope you tell him no.
Well, we appreciate your time, Greg, and we appreciate you putting on this event.
Bless you guys for being here. Thank you so much.
For more insightful real estate information, keep your browser on BrokerIPTV.com.
You've been watching video from the BloodhoundBlog Unchained in Phoenix. Brought to you by Zillow.com. For more information and interviews, check out BrokerIPTV.com.